South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is heading to Washington in what could be the most important and tense state visit between the two nations in decades. But why is the relationship between South Africa and the United States suddenly so frosty? And what's really at stake? Once strong allies under the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, South Africa and the US now find themselves at odds over land reform, race relations, global conflicts, and foreign aid. Ramaphosa's trip on May 19th marks the first time former US President Donald Trump will host an African leader at the White House since returning to office. But the timing is no coincidence. Just days earlier, the US welcomed 59 white South Africans, claiming refugee status due to alleged racial persecution, something Trump has referred to as genocide. Pretoria strongly denies this, insisting that farm attacks impact all races in a country plagued by crime, not racism. At the center of the dispute is South Africa's expropriation bill, signed by Ramaphosa in January. The law allows the government to seize land for redistribution, sometimes without compensation, to marginalized groups, including Black South Africans and women. Critics, including Trump and Elon Musk, say it unfairly targets white farmers. Musk even blamed the law for why his company, Starlink, hasn't launched in South Africa, claiming he's not Black enough to qualify under empowerment rules. Ramaphosa counters that the law aims to fix historical injustices from apartheid, where 70% of land is still white-owned, despite white citizens making up just 7% of the population. Since January, the US has slashed millions in foreign aid to South Africa, particularly HIV treatment funding, where the US once covered nearly 20% of the country's budget. Trump has also imposed punishing tariffs, a 30% blanket tax on all South African goods, and a 55% charge on South African-made cars. While some of these tariffs were paused for 90 days in April, South Africa is demanding a full rollback, calling them barriers to trade and shared prosperity. Things got worse when South Africa filed a genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice. The US, a staunch ally of Israel, saw this move as aggressive and retaliated with more aid cuts. Trump accused South Africa of collaborating with Iran on nuclear weapons, an unsubstantiated claim that added fuel to an already volatile fire. Yet, Ramaphosa's government remains unapologetic. "Standing by our principles has consequences," said South Africa's foreign minister. But the rule of law matters. On Ukraine, the two countries remain sharply divided. Trump has promised to end the war in 24 hours if re-elected, though diplomacy so far hasn't delivered results. South Africa, meanwhile, refuses to condemn Russia and continues to engage with both Kiev and Moscow. Pretoria's neutrality stems from historical ties with Russia and its growing role in BRICS, a geopolitical bloc seen as a rival to US-led alliances. As Ramaphosa and Trump prepare for their May 21st meeting at the White House, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will this visit reset relations or push them further into crisis? And what will happen to aid, trade, and the vital AGOA deal, which supports jobs across both countries? One thing is clear. This isn't just a diplomatic meeting. It's a clash of values, narratives, and political agendas, with global consequences.
Do you think South Africa's land reform laws are a necessary step toward justice or an unfair punishment of white farmers? Why? Let's hear your perspective. Should the US cut aid and impose tariffs on South Africa over its foreign policy stances, or is that crossing a line? Comment below with your thoughts. Do you agree with South Africa's decision to file a genocide case against Israel, or do you see it as a diplomatic misstep? Sound off in the comments. Is Ramaphosa right to stay neutral on the Russia-Ukraine war, or should South Africa take a clearer stand? Drop your opinion. Will this White House visit improve US-South Africa relations, or are we witnessing a long-term political split? Let us know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. A like will also be appreciated.